Day 2 of training camp for the Chicago Bulls is in the books, and we got some news. Patrick Williams came up with a little injury. We gonna let y'all know how we feel about that. Hopefully, don't come off too insensitive. I ain't gonna hold you. But then Tre Jones also made it clear this is where he wanted to be. So y'all know we gonna talk about it, break it all down, but you gotta hit the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby. We got a week from away from the basketball, and I am with my dog, CDubb. What's the word?
What's up, man? Damn, Pat. Shit.
Hi, CDubb. So, for some strange reason, we don't get a lot out of this training camp like we get out of the Chicago Bears training camp. The beat
Right.
writers and everybody that be involved, they be, hey man, the Bears doing this. All we hear about from the Bulls is that they there. We just know that they there. But man, if y'all tuned in, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Just keep in mind that next Tuesday we got a preseason game, October 7th. So y'all be ready to watch Bulls basketball and then talk about it, man. It's gonna be fun. But hey, today in training camp, CDubb, we've seen some reports from KC Johnson that PWill came up and had to be removed from walked off the court on his own power and what they call an ankle injury. Head coach Billy Donovan said he doesn't think it's anything serious, but we know that the adrenaline is still pumping a little bit, and we're gonna have to wait until he wakes up. You know what I'm saying? To really see how that foot is feeling once the adrenaline comes down, see if he received any kind of treatment for it, etc., etc. But before we get into the deeper side of the conversation, what was your initial thoughts when you was like, bum, ba-da-da? Patrick Williams has walked off the court with the ankle injury. What was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was bump da da dum. Damn, Pat. That's messed up, bro. Especially with the climate of the team. And when I say climate, it's so many players that play the same position, bro. It's gonna be tough. He was gonna be one of those guys, even though he's one of the richest players on the Chicago Bulls, that was gonna have to compete for time on the floor. But when you add a guy like Noah Essegay with incumbents coming back like Kevin Herter, and you acquire a guy in the trade like Isaac Okoro, and you got Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips, bro. At the most inopportune time, bro. I feel bad for this kid. I hope it ain't serious. Billy Donovan thinks it's not serious, but this kid missed 63 games in the last 2 seasons, nephew.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie. My initial reaction was, "Hey, bro, what we doing?" Like, it just wasn't a good feeling. Honestly, it was just like, bro, can I just get some good news about Patrick Williams, like how he's killing it in
Yeah.
training camp? Obviously, training camp just started a couple days ago, but you want to hear good things about one player, and that one play. We want to hear about all players, but one player you really be looking for is like PWill. Where you at, bro? Did you come in with a different type of mindset this time around, with the understanding that, hey, this opportunity that you had to be a starter in this league to really go out there and make an impact on the basketball court, has the course for that whole thing has changed? Like, the idea of you has changed. I know injuries is not personally on him, and it sometimes it's just your body. It just, something happens, something snaps, something gets tweaked because you land a certain rate. Some certain things just happen. But to your point, it just don't necessarily feel good hearing anybody leave with an injury, but more specifically when you focus on the Chicago Bulls with how many games Patrick Williams has missed the last few seasons. You don't want to hear that from you don't want to hear that about Patrick Williams. You want to hear things like Patrick Williams was physical in practice. Patrick Williams had a really good day in training camp. We want to hear some good stuff that we hope to see translate on a basketball court when the games start happening. So I look
Yeah.
at that and be like, hey, It is, we got to see what's to it though, man. And I think that PWill, bro, is how. Let me ask you this: what chance you giving him to even make the rotation this season?
Oh, I give him a heck of a chance to make a rotation just off the strength of his contract at 18 million. If you ain't gonna play him, you might as well trade him. Um, yeah. Now 9 points and 4 rebounds ain't bad coming off the bench. That's what he's gonna give you. I'm a like project and say that's what it's gonna be his average at the end of the season. And that's not a Hail Mary. Everybody should know. I also want to throw this in, nephew. There's different type of ankle injuries. Like, is some like a bad ankle sprain, like that should have swell up the next day, or you won't even be able to play the same day. Sometimes you could tie it up tight and play, but you done for the next couple of games. And then there's some ankle injury, you get a little tweak, you might have to just run it off real quick. They say he went and got up
The
on the
bike, right?
exercise bike and shit and start doing that. If it was really a problem with his ankle, I don't think he'll be able to do that. Put that much pressure on his ankle on the exercise bike, or it's kind of dicey. He may have been able to do that with all the adrenaline in his body, but I don't think it is serious as it is. It might be just a bad omen, like Patrick. Damn, it ain't working.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why it's just be like once you hear negative things about him, you just be like, damn, bro, come on.
Yeah,
Cause you heard about the foot injury and then the knee injury, then the elbow injury, and now the ankle tweak, and you just be like, come on, bro. Like
yeah,
we just want you to stay healthy and give yourself an opportunity. Like don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm 100% cheering for the guy, but he is a part of my team, and I want all my players to do well. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I'm
yeah,
not gonna sit here and say that he one of my favorite players on the team. I'm not gonna sit here and cap, but I don't want to see none of my young players go through injuries. I want to see these guys all be able to compete and give themselves a chance because regardless of who I believe in on this team, yeah, you got to show me.
yeah.
Everybody has to show me what they actually made of. Josh Giddey got to show me he ready to live up to that second half of last season.
Hmm.
Kobe White got to show me he ready to make 30 million. Monty Buzelis got to show me that he ready to be most improved player. And the same thing goes for PWill. Probably not to that level of the other guys, but you got to show me that you learned from your mistakes and that the message that was put out to you from the front office last season of Patrick Williams didn't live up to expectations. You took that seriously and you said, hey, all this work that I put in these last few years, I'm about to come in and bust some ass. I want to see it.
Yeah. And this I got a very um discouraging point right here about Patrick Williams. When you think about Kobe White, you can always point to a good thing like he went in player of the month, the player of the week. The same thing with a Josh Giddey. Montes Buzelis went in like second team all rookie. Besides Patrick Williams' contract, the last good news coming out of Patrick Williams, the feel good about Patrick Williams, was that fucking game against Minnesota 4 fucking years ago, bro.
Was it 4 years ago?
Yes.
Damn.
Bro, we need some good news, bro. It got to turn around for Patrick Williams. And am I lying? When do we ever hear good news about Patrick Williams? I
I
ain't
think
talking about his
that's
contract. That's good news for him.
it's
I'm
for
talking
him.
about
We talking about
off the
us,
floor.
the team.
Yes.
I
You
agree.
don't.
I think you want to hear something good in regards to him doing something for the team. Yeah, the individual accolade can come with the Kobe White getting the player of the month, but he was helping the team win the games. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Yeah, we could talk about Josh Giddey, damn near averaging a triple double. He was helping the team win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if Patrick Williams was giving us performances like we seen with that Minnesota game, to where he was it 32?
It
If
was
Patrick Williams,
32.
if Patrick Williams, let's just say for the sake of discussion, last year, let's say he just explode one night and got the high hand for 27 in the night. I don't even think he had to get 30. What if he just exploded for a 25-point game? Chicago Bulls win. Patrick Williams was an integral part of that. You'd be like, damn, that make you feel good. So again, it's just like you don't wish injury on nobody, but you want to see him be able to stay as healthy as possible to do something for himself. Because right now, if we keeping it honest, we always gonna call it how we see it. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't want to see him be traded right now.
Yeah, bro. It's like
So but he here for a little more time. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. I don't know how much time, but he here for some time. And you want to see him go out there and give himself an opportunity because I don't know how fast Billy Donovan is going shove him to the side this season. I think it's probably, you give a guy a new path or a new plane to start on for this season to say, hey, we know that you've been good defensively for us. Can you go out there and provide some defensive stability with the second unit? Can you provide X, Y, and Z? I think with the attributes and still the athleticism, Billy Donovan still looks at that and still might give him opportunity unless Dalen Terry really impressed Billy Donovan this past season and off season and said, "Hey, Dalen Terry, I'm gonna call you up." Or if Julian Phillips is looking good in training camp, or preseason, so it can go either way. You just want the kid to map out something for himself because right now, not a lot of people are feeling good about Patrick Williams, but it does suck to see him go down with an injury because you want to see. We love stories to where a guy can overcome. Because before Kobe was placed in these conversations that we having right now, what was a lot of us saying? Man,
Yeah.
I don't know about Kobe,
Trade him.
bro. I don't know about him. Maybe you got to think about trading him. And then Kobe White grew the hair back and said, "Shut the fuck up." Now,
Yep.
PWill, I already gave you the suggestion.
On, bro.
Cut the braids, get the Wiz Khalifa patch back, and let's go hoop, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Remember this,
saying.
nephew? How we always talk about this, find your niche?
Yeah.
Patrick Williams got to find a new niche. I think he got to find a new niche to chase. I think for the first 4 years of his career, he was chasing that. People was comparing him to Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
People comparing him to a big time, impactful star on your team.
Yeah.
I think that's
That ship has sailed. You can just say
I
it.
think that ship itself. It may not have sailed to him. It may not have sailed to him, but us as fans and us looking in, that ship is sailed. I think there's an attainable niche for Patrick Williams.
3 and D, easy.
3 and D role player Patrick Williams.
Easy.
I won't even mind seeing you in the starting lineup in the future, bro. But you have to work hard, find your niche, find what type of player you're going to be, and then I'll be okay and be like, okay, I know what Patrick Williams is going to give me. I know what you're going to give me as far as numbers and 9 points and 4 rebounds. But are you going to give me that aggressiveness? Are you going to give me attitude? Are you going to give me leadership? It's just too dry when it comes to the intangibles for Patrick Williams. That's what we're talking about. We see the athleticism. We see the little talent. You see, palm the ball and shit. Most NBA players can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? But we want to see the intangibles from Patrick Williams. Maybe that even bump you up to a better level, Patrick Williams. How do we make him tougher?
It's a mentality thing. I said it early. I said it yesterday for the Monsters Buzelis thing when I talked about Monsters Buzelis being, what I'm saying, next to some notable names that could possibly challenge him for most improved player. I said, yeah, Benedict Mathurin could be in that race. Amen Thompson could be in that race. But there's a difference between good people and great people. And
You
I'm
better
pretty sure
stop
you will agree with
disrespecting
this.
Nimrod, nephew.
No, I'm just saying. I ain't want to give a whole list. I ain't want to do that. So I just picked a couple days. I ain't want to do all that. But my point is that what separates the good players from the great players
Talk to
starts
me.
up here
Mm-hmm.
every
Yep.
time.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Yep.
So Montes Buzella is giving him a goal, setting a goal. He knows what path he's on. Even if he gets off the road, he know where he wants to go. PWill, where do you want to go?
Bro, Montes, that is so sad. Would you agree with this statement, nephew? Montes Buzelis is eons ahead of Patrick Williams when it comes to mentality.
Yeah.
That's like Michael Jordan
Don't say
to
my
a brainless referee or some shit.
I thought he was going to say LeBron.
No.
I knew you wanted to.
Nah, I ain't gonna do him like that. I gotta keep it a buck. He got mentality, bro. I gotta do it.
I knew you wanted to.
I wanted to, though.
I knew you wanted to. But man, hey, get healthy, bro.
Yeah,
And let's hoop. We
yeah.
want to see if you can overcome. Me personally, I want to see if he can overcome. That's it. Because I know he gonna be here. Ain't nobody
Pressure
buying
bust
the
pipes though.
contract right now. So yeah.
What do players herald the most, nephew? Playing time on the court, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He got to fight for it, bro. That's
You gotta
like your
fight.
back against the wall, bro. You want to hoop?
You want to hoop or chill? Because we got a cheerleader by the name of Catfish that's been cheering.
He ain't playing.
That motherfucker
Ain't
been
playing.
swinging
Catfish
that
ain't
towel.
playing at all.
Swing the towel,
Oh no, you better work on them chills. He better work on them handshakes, all
bitch.
type of shit.
Hey, just develop some dance moves. Fuck it. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, like, hey, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, quickly before we get up out of here, man, CDubb, we have also had Tre Jones speak to the media, and Tre Jones said, "This is where he want to be." First question is, what's your initial reaction? And number two, a lot of players, young players, want to play for Billy. Is it
Yeah.
something that Billy is doing or saying for these young players that make them want to stick around? What's your thoughts?
I always had trouble thinking about this when you hear guys like Patrick Williams saying that and
Pat
other
Beverly
people.
said it.
Patrick Beverly, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly. Yeah, say things like that. But then I sat back and looked at the after the All-Star break and especially the last last third of the season. And the way they play offense is a player-friendly way to play offense. They're getting up and down the court, everybody touching the ball. You expect it to shoot the damn ball. You ain't expected to stand on the side and
And let
watch.
somebody dribble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see this ain't DeMar DeRozan ain't on this team. People was getting it easy when DeMar DeRozan was on this team. They could sit their ass in the corner. They was corner boys. You
Couple
know what I'm saying?
associations around here.
Yo, bro.
Fuck you talking
And
about?
Zach Levine to an extent. And
Yeah.
they you were corner boys. So I think that they look at this offense like, man, I could get off on this. Because that's all basketball players, not even just NBA. They want to showcase what they could do on a basketball court, bro.
Agreed.
And what we seen from Tre Jones last year, he looked like he was having fun. We seen he could pass it, he could shoot it, he could get to the basket, play
Defend.
defense.
Oh,
He
I
displayed
can't
his
wait.
whole he displayed his whole repertoire. Players love that when they could be themselves within a specific type of play. And I can see that from Billy Donovan, bro. He ain't perfect, but
Mhm.
I could see that the style of play that he's presenting to these players, they love it, and I can see why.
I agree with you, bro. And Billy Donovan, like, regardless of how we talk about him, because I don't think he's a great coach, but I think he's a good coach that is capable of coaching some really good games. But I think he has his shortcomings, like every other coach. But I think we get frustrated as Bulls fans because we see it more often than not in crucial games. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say is that Josh Giddey has improved under him.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball has looked really good under him when he was healthy. You seen Kobe White take a step under him. You see Montes Buzelis slow start, which we didn't agree with, but then come on and praise Billy Donovan and say Billy Donovan is holding me accountable, and I love that, and I want him to continue to do that. You have players like Patrick Beverly who's saying, "Hey, Billy Donovan, he a good coach." Woo woo. Even though he was here for half a season, and you see players like Dalen Terry develop under Ben. Like, it's probably not a crazy jump to where people, you know what I'm saying, want Dalen Terry to be right now, but we can all agree, if we keeping it real, Dalen Terry is a completely different player than what he was when he came in this league. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So there are some examples of Billy Donovan and his coaching staff and whoever the player development coach was developing some young players. Probably not the superstar that we want yet, but players have developed and they want to stick around. And you got to give kudos to Montes Buzelis said, I ain't think about going nowhere else. I mean, Josh Giddey, I ain't think about going nowhere else. Same with Tre Jones. And we're going to see what type of effect he has on Isaac Okoro next. That's the
Yep.
next challenge.
Yeah. If he could improve him offensively, and which he already started because he had his best offensive output last season with the Cavaliers. We gotta start, you ain't gotta start saying that he a great coach or he a good coach or anything. Just show respect when respect is due, bro.
Yep.
That's it. You ain't gotta like him, but just show respect when respect is due, bro.
I
He do
agree
it.
with that.
He do some good things. He do some bad things.
He
Who
gonna take us
perfect?
off.
You perfect? If you tell me you perfect right now, I'll tell you bullshit. You the most imperfect motherfucker ever.
Facts, because even Joe Mazzulla, he a champion. We seen him tweak out a couple times.
Yeah.
I know it's
Come
a
on,
different. I know somebody gonna be like, you can't compare him to Joe Mazzulla. Yes, the fuck I can.
man. You said yes the fuck.
Yes, I can. It's not saying who better. It's just saying that coaches have their moments to where they
Yeah.
tweak out. We
Mhm.
even seen Steve Kerr tweak out.
Steve
He's
Kerr,
a hell of
speak
a
out.
coach.
How what he doing with Kaminga and them old ass players he got on his team, and he don't like Kaminga. He can't get a young, talented like that acclimated with that group that they got.
That's what I'm saying. That like every coach has their shortcomings, but some coaches get a little bit more grace because of championship and winning. Because
Yep.
Steve Kerr, you had James Wiseman on your team as a
Yep.
number 1 overall pick. I believe was number 1. He was in that top draft order.
Mm-hmm.
Never worked out for the Warriors.
Nope. Couldn't get
So
him right.
every coach has their their downfalls, but there are some that's better than others. But every coach runs through challenges. It's not easy to be a coach. Trust me, I
It's
know.
not. Come on, working with 15 different personalities. Then you got the fucking boss, the owner of the team.
Yo,
You
bro,
got
be
general
patient.
managers. Come on, man. Then you got the fans. You got the media. It's a hard job, bro. It's a hard job.
Facts. But shout out to Tre Jones for wanting to be here because we wanted you here too, bro. I ain't gonna
He
hold you now.
cold. He low key came out of nowhere. Like low key, he came out of nowhere.
Bro, I told bro, they remember I was being petty and shit, and I had to be like, all right, CDubb, that's enough. I gotta
Hey,
chill.
little buddy.
I
Hey,
got
little buddy
chill.
with the braids. He can hoop, bro. Little buddy
Oh,
with the
bro, I
braids.
had to chill. I said, hey, bro, hooping. You feel me? Especially because it was one game. I think he had helped us close out a game in like February or some shit. Well,
Yes.
before All-Star break or something like that. And I'm like, all right, CDubb, I gotta stop being petty, bro.
No, bro. Stop being petty with little Trey.
Bro. But hey, you got anything else, man?
Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We got the season coming very rapidly. Make sure y'all laugh call on Tuesday, baby. Preseason is here. Let's go.
On the real, I expect to see Noah Essingay out there.
A lot.
Let's get it.
He gonna play like 30 minutes that game too.
He gonna play a lot preseason. They got to see what they got.
Hey, guess who else playing, nephew?
Catfish.
Yuki.
You can. I hope you got that sound ready, bro.
Oh, you get. I sure do.
All right, y'all, man. We up out of here. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Shabu's podcast. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red, and y'all already know we gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac.